Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Savadra here, back again with another Balloons video. Today, I'm actually going to be playing a DFA best of 3 with an underrated player in the community, I feel. He's pretty well known, I would say, within at least like DFA tryhard community, but yeah, I think he's super underrated in the actual high-level community. It's WillRD. If you know him, you know him. He's a chill guy. He's been just kind of going on a big old DFA training spree with a bunch of people. I was like, let me test my mettle and see how far I can legitimately get here. And yeah, so this is gonna be a post commentary because I was playing this game. I wanted to try as hard as I absolutely could, and yeah, if we start out, we both mess up our dark spot, and so it's just like we just kind of restart. It's whatever. But yeah, I wanted to try as hard as I could with the knowledge that I had. Bear in mind actually that it's actually been like a couple days, up to like a week, since I actually played this series. So yeah, I actually don't really remember the games, and like I said, I wasn't gonna live commentary because I was gonna be distracted trying to live commentary, and I wanted to try as hard as I could while like just being focused, because Will is a really good DFA player, like insanely good. He's really good at the aggro strats, but yeah, he's just insanely good, and this was good training for me too, because this kind of just taught me to like get the repetition down of like expecting aggro plays, or what to expect from aggro plays. But yeah, so this is going to be a worthwhile series for me to do, and it has been actually since I played this series. I realized that I've like been making mistakes, and I've been polishing up my DFA play since then. But you'll see in this video what mistakes I make, and I will go over, at least from my point of view after a couple days, retrospectively, how my mistakes have taken a toll on the games you'll see. So, as I said, this is aggro play for the most part, so we're both going to be fairly aggressive here. I realize after this series that I don't have good eco numbers for DFA. I oversend in my aggro a lot in the early game, and I know I said in the previous video that my early game DFA is like my best aspect of my DFA play, but even then it's still like kind of abysmal. At least in this video it's kind of bad, but I just don't really have good numbers when it comes to like getting the timings down, and getting a new plantation or getting a new farm and all that stuff. I don't really send to specific numbers. I just kind of send and just kind of go off a gut feeling. So here, round 6, another thing that is really bad. I tried to defend greens with 2 trip darts, which I know is possible, and you don't leak down to 40 lives like I did, but yeah, I didn't do that here. It's tough. On offside is kind of tough, but I have since then kind of learned how I need to defend with greens, and I opted in this game, I just opted to get a 3rd trip dart because I was gonna leak low anyways, and I should have microed another one of my trip darts to 1st instead of using another spike. But yeah, 20 lives, round 8. Needless to say, this is a brutal game so far. I was kind of just put straight into the gauntlet. Like, I kind of just went in like no expectations, kind of didn't know what to expect, and yeah, I did not come out scot-free, and that's okay. It's a learning experience for everybody. But specifically speaking, it was just I was sending to bad numbers and getting my farms up late, and I had bad dart targeting for the majority of the early game there. I can go over in detail in the next game how I hopefully change that, because I actually don't remember if I do much better in the next game or not. But yeah, round 11 rush. I know some decent rushes for DFA is the main thing. Like, it doesn't look like it got through, but I did get him to leak like 30, 40 some odd lives right there. So I know some solid rushes, and that part is probably my best aspect of my overall battles gameplay, is that I know how to rush people like in a number of situations. So yeah, as we get into the mid game here, he is going to bloom boost to zebra rush, and this is something that's fairly common to do. I did bloom boost mine, okay. But yeah, we both bloom boosted zebra rushes, and because of that, we tower boosted. That's a very common rush to do, layering with the yellows for the zebra rush. And here I space eco. I thought I was sending another zebra rush. I was like, what the hell am I doing? But no, I'm just space ecoing with zebras. I like to space eco with zebras because 5 is a more comfortable number than 6. Like, 5 just divides easier into the eco numbers. I like to play with my numbers like in 5s and not in 6s, which is why I don't send space rainbows. But yeah, this is another common rush, round 16. That really, like, I should just be defending these early rushes if I'm gonna actually do anything with DFA, but I didn't. So yeah, learn very quickly how to defend those, and then we're vibing, because like, it's not that it's like hard to defend those rushes, but I just had really bad like timing, and I was just kind of all over the place for the first game of this, at least. But yeah, we go into the second one. I obviously lost, and I went into this series expecting to lose, which is a main thing. I went into this series expecting to lose. My goal for the series was to try and get a game win, and I also wanted to take a game past round 30 to practice late game DFA, to practice ZOMGs and Ace Micro, basically. So yeah, get into the second game. We send a 255. I know that's the start when you get your more bananas on round 1. And I didn't mess up my dart placement, which is why I'm smiling there. Very cool. And then we layer round 3 here into round 4. This is just to get up a good amount of eco and to force some extra defense. If you have good dart micro, then you can defend round 4 pinks without having to get up a second trip dart. And I know how to do that. What I do is I set my first dart to close, although I set that to strong on accident. And I set my second dart to last, and then micro at between first and last. And you hardly leak from pinks with that targeting on offside. It's actually really good. But I think I mistimed. Yeah, I miscalculated my sends again. Unlucky. I sent like one too many pinks, or one too many blues, because I like to layer my blues and then send pinks, try and just get a few extra lives. But yeah, going in around 6, we send 2 or 3 blacks. I honestly just don't care how many blacks I send before I send greens. And then I learned very quickly that greens are a good rush to send against 2 trip darts. The difference between me and Will is that Will knows how to defend greens with 2 trip darts, and I didn't really. Like, Will had to use 1 spike there, and he still stayed, like, he's at 99 lives. He leaked much less than I did. I leaked like 50 lives. He leaked close to like 20-ish, hardly. So yeah, good on Will for being able to defend that. He sends a second wave of greens here on round 7, layering with the AI. So I just opt to get up a second trip dart to minimize leaks. I should be going for a spolt instead, since I'm going to be going for a spikeable anyways. There's no reason why I don't actually go for a spolt earlier. That's something that I realize now, looking back on it from post-com. And hey, hindsight is key, you know? So yeah, lessons learned. we go into round 8. I send a yellow rush on round 8, try and force the Spolt if the opponent doesn't have it already. I could probably be doing that just by sending some extra greens around 7. That would be getting me eco and me not oversending, while also forcing defense, which is the best position to be in this type of game. But yeah, round 10, send a lead, force the Juggernaut. I get my second Spolt ready. He also gets his second Spolt ready. We just kind of prepare just in anticipation, because the round 11 Rego Rush is actually really good if you know how to send it. Like, if it layers well with the AI and the triple darts end up like not popping the blacks and whites inside like the zebras and the leads like immediately, then the round 11 like subtle Rego rush is actually a really good rush to do. But yeah, here I try and do a sneaky rush, see if I can capitalize on lack of camo detection. Just send a cam grow lead and then just some extra eco balloons. Also try and dissuade him a little bit from sending this round 14 rush. And I'm rushing a lot better in this game. He is leaking down a lot lower, but I think that my eco is still lower than Will's, simply because Will is rushing more and better. And I acknowledge that as time goes on here. So yeah, this is just the pain of the mid game. I was debating on whether or not I should get a Spolt up top here. I don't think, in retrospect, it's a good idea, because the round 16 rush is leads, and that first Spolt isn't going to be popping leads. Like, even if my Juggernaut just hits there... Okay, I end up getting a second Juggernaut. That's fine. And I should be relatively okay. No, I end up tower boosting. Okay. I think if I get up another triple dart, then I'm relatively fine there. I don't need to tower boost that if I get up just another triple dart. But unlucky. I also had a last set of spikes I could have used, because I really didn't need to tower boost that at all. But yeah, you hate to see it. So I get up some extra trip darts in preparation for round 18. And here's something interesting. Like, I know that it's a common play to do, but he bloom boosts a balloon rush over round 18 AI as opposed to a Moab, which is like, yeah, that's okay. It's something that I was not like super anticipating, but it's something to do that I have now since then learned how to accommodate to. And I didn't defend it there, but I only died barely. I died by very little lack of defense. If I had up a little bit of extra defense, like say an extra Spolt, maybe an extra trip dart or 2, then I am absolutely fine there. And yes, I lose game 2, and we move on to the next one. Hopefully not the last one, but we will see how that turns out. It's the same start as usual. We get up 1-0 in round 1, send to 255 in eco, and get up our triple dart. Hopefully don't botch the spot, which I think I did in this. Yeah, I did in this last game. It doesn't hit the last section. I have not, since this series, learned a lineup for the trip dart, for the first trip dart. But I also think that I'm only missing the lineup by like pixels-ish. Like, I'm not missing it by very much. And yeah, it's just unlucky, you know? You win some, you lose some. I think this was also just like kind of an off day. But I decided to opt in this game to send the rush that Will has been sending, which is just reds and then just straight pinks over top. Not sending blues this time, just to see if I can try and get this earlier farm. I send a 285, and 285 is actually a good number to send to here, because 285 will actually get me this plantation on par with Will, on round 5 here. I could have sent to something like 272, I could have sent slightly less, and then probably gotten my plantation up right before round 5. But yeah, either way, that one was a good send on my part. So now here, because I think I'm just frustrated with the greens, so I just decided to get up another 0-1 to try and just not leak as much. End up getting a 0-2, and I just spike it because I'm just annoyed with the greens at this point. I remember this game, actually. I remember this being the game, like, I was just super annoyed with trying to actually send and defend at the same time. And because Will was sending the same rushes over and over again, you know, again, building that repetition, I was just like, I was kind of playing it as if it were Professor Evil, you know? It was kind of like getting up defense and anticipation, while also just like taking the slightly more passive approach. That being said, I do end up trying to layer some kind of regen white type rush in there and try and get some lives past the Spolt. I think I sent a good timing to rush there, or a well-timed rush, because I was able to get the lives past just before he was able to get up his Spike-a-Pult on those yellows. And yeah, I think that was a good rush on my part. But here we go, round 10 again. Get up the Juggernaut and anticipate a round 11 rush. I do send the same rush again because layering and regrow is somewhat effective. Will is able to handle it better than last time, this time, and he also ends up sending me a similar type of rush. I did not handle as well, but I also didn't leak down too far. And we're even on farms, but again, I anticipate that Will is at a higher eco at this point. He just knows these numbers better. But yeah, for round 14, I opt to get my second Spolt up at the top, I think. It looks like I'm going to be doing that. Yeah, there's the Bloom Boost. Get up my second Spolt at the top instead. And I tried to defend without tower boosting, and I honestly didn't need to tower boost. I was looking absolutely fine there. Now that I take a look back at it. But yeah, I tried to defend without tower boosting. I really only needed to get up like an extra trip dart or two. But these are things that you learn with time. It be like that. So now I'm going to space eco a little bit before round 16. I'm going to have to get up more defense for round 16, so I'm just prepping that. And I end up sending a lot. I get up 2 Spolts and almost an extra trip dart. I should be fine here. No, I'm not. Okay, again. Yeah, I just kind of played this badly. Honestly, like, I'm looking back at it now, like, since I played this series, like, I have like, kind of practiced a good bit with, like, trying to understand what rushes are, like, what the defense is for specific rushes. And I mean, worst case scenario, I just get up an ODS if my opponent is going to be, like, super aggro. But, yeah, I really didn't have to use my boosts where I did. Except here. Like, here I was under defending like crazy. And this is also a mistake. I send Moabs while also playing aggressive. Like, I really shouldn't have. Even though it was something that even though it was after a tower boost, I would have had to force like a fan club. Will is at a point in his eco where he's not going to get super drained by Moabs. And he does that on purpose. It's something he does well, nonetheless. But yeah, that's just a thing we take into consideration for the future. I don't know if I opt to send more Moabs or not. I probably shouldn't. And Will is also going to just Bloom Boost another Balloon Rush here. I just get up some extra Trip Darts. And I have to Trip Dart spam in order to not die. It's so effective, those rushes. I should be getting up Spolts instead. I just get up an extra Juggernaut, because I honestly don't know what's coming after this. At this point, I'm just kind of quaking in my boots a little bit. Now our live counts are somewhat similar. He has like 15 more lives than I do. I'm somewhat good in eco. I'm not playing as aggressive as I should be, and I don't have as high of an eco right now as I should have. But the essence of the matter is I am at a point where I'm not dead. I'm still very in this game from a realistic DFA standpoint. I just kind of played poorly in the mid-game rounds, but a really good DFA player would be able to come back from this. I'm not saying that I am such, but I am saying that it's not out of the it's not entirely over, just like from what you see here. Like I end up getting somewhat outplayed, and I was anticipating that, like I said. But yeah, we're just we're vibing. So Will is able to get up his factory really early on round 23. And instead of space ecoing here, I really should have been also getting up my factory. But I was kind of slow on that response. I should have gotten up my factory really as soon as possible, because now Will's money is going to snowball a little bit. He should have the 2-4 at this point. Yes, he does. And yeah, his money is going to snowball slightly faster, also because he has more eco. So I'm getting out farmed at this point. And like I realized that, yeah, while I'm playing this game, I realized that. And so like I also have to just spam defense in order to defend. Not the cleanest play on my part, but I'm not dead, so I'll take it. Meanwhile, Will is just kind of sitting pretty over there with 5 trip darts and 3 jugs, and just kind of vibing. Like, I get up another Juggernaut for round 25 because I know I'm going to need one anyways. And I also send a somewhat useless rush, actually, because he's got a lot of Juggernauts there. He's going to be able to pierce that no matter what. And I ended up leaking around 25 just because I didn't have enough spolts. Like, I probably needed an extra spolt. The trip darts are just not great. And I also send a Moab here, which is dumb, because he can just sell a bunch of spolts and a jug or 2 and get up a fan club. So I drain my eco a little bit. I'm getting outplayed. It was a desperation move, but it was honestly one that I didn't need to take. Like I'm just kind of panicking at this point, trying to just fully get to round 30, just to get that last game practice down. And yeah, here we are, round 27, the epic round, the epic gamers. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get up an extra factory, I don't think. Actually, I might be able to get up an extra factory, but I'm just like all over the place with my defense. I can really sit a little prettier with some extra defense, but yeah, we fan club AI, it'll be alright. And I should actually just be able to get like one more factory before we start sending. I actually don't remember. I really don't. Like, I'm getting outplayed by a factory. Yeah, there's the next factory. That's fine. I'm getting outplayed by a factory right now, but like I honestly kept in tow fairly well for like this game, despite playing badly in the mid game. Which goes to show that anything's possible, you know? It just be like that. But I think I decided there when I got that factory that was the last factory I was going to be able to get, even though I just went for a Republic, and I should just stop talking. But yeah, I think I send early here. Yeah, I try and send on round 31, try to layer in with round 31. This is something I remember Will saying after the game. He was like, the early ZOMG threw him off, so good on me to like send that, even though he like facepalms a little bit. But yeah, we're just kind of starting our rush a little early because I am low on farms and I can't really catch up in farms, so I have to be the aggressor here, try and get him drained a little early. And here I'm also going to go for a Spectre after selling a fan club from round 31, and I'm just starting to get up my defense for his eventual rush. I don't know when it's coming, but I know it's coming. But he will be just kind of starting to get that early ZOMG defense. And there's his first defense. Good job, well done. Kind of knew that that was going to happen. I had to keep sending and I had to start defending myself. I had no tower boost either. I think Will still has a tower boost at this point he can rely on. But yeah. Now he's defended that second ZOMG, so I need to actually defend the ZOMG. And I'm not juggling my... There we go. There's my next fan club. Nicely done from me. And I realized that the ZOMG wasn't popping as early as I wanted it to, so I had to start GZing a little earlier than I thought I would have to. And yeah, I think I defend this first one, maybe. But I don't know why I'm not just GZ spamming. There we go. There's my GZ spam. I don't even get to defend this first one, actually. Oh, there we go. Alright, I only barely defended it, but I had to start defending a lot earlier. Like, I maybe should have also gotten up a second Spectre. But, yeah. It was just game over at this point. I wasn't going to be able to pop that second one. It was too far along. But GG's, Will. It was a good hustle from me. At least to, like, try and, step out of my comfort zone. And yeah, that'll be all. Take care, have a good one.